Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Remember to vote in the poll and like and subscribe for a better relationship with your father. Maybe. Today we're taking a look at half vampire and full badass Alucard Tepish. As the son of Dracula, Alucard has some serious work to do to live up to his father's legacy. Thankfully, he has an infinite amount of time to get there.
Begin.
Let's start off by figuring out our goals for this build. First, we'll make sure Alucard can't die, or more accurately, age. Next, we need some serious dueling skills and a sword we don't have to worry about dropping. Finally, we'll make sure we can cast spells to an extent, including the ability to shapeshift. For stats, we'll be using the standard point array from the player's handbook. Feel free to roll if you want, it won't hurt my feelings. That much. Number 1 here is intelligence. Alucard is still pretty young, but very well read. Next up, dexterity. He may have superhuman strength, but he's using his agility far more often. Constitution after that, immortality has its perks. Follow that up with strength. Like I said, the kid can lift. Wisdom isn't quite as high as I'd like it to be, but not everything can be high, and we'll dump charisma. Sure, vampires are charming, but spending most of your time sleeping in a coffin can make you a dour companion. There's quite a few homebrew vampire races online, but we don't do homebrew here. A high elf will fulfill a lot of what we want from the vampire thing. You live 750 years without issue, and to prove that vampires live longer, we'd need to see Alucard living in 2250. By the way, if you have something like that, please let me see it. You get +2 dexterity, +1 intelligence, 60 feet of dark vision, keen senses for the perception skill, Fey ancestry to give you advantage on saves against being charmed, and you can rest in 4 hours with a trance, instead of sleeping like a mortal. You get a free wizard cantrip. Chill Touch is a ranged spell attack that deals 1d8 necrotic damage and prevents the target from healing. The noble background gives you history and persuasion proficiencies, and the position of privilege gives you access to other nobles. How that interaction goes is still up to the DM. We'll get started with fighter level 1, giving you 2 skills from their list. Acrobatics and athletics are standards for a reason. Take the duelist fighting style for +2 damage while you're using a finesse weapon. His sword is big as hell, but I'd still call it a rapier. You also get second wind, letting you heal 1d10 plus your fighter level as a bonus action once per long rest. Whether you want to flavor this as a refusal to die or the consuming of the blood of your enemies is up to you. Second level fighters get an action surge, letting you make an additional action once per long rest. This can really help turn the tide of a fight, but you've only got 1 shot at it for now, so use it accordingly. Third level fighters can choose a martial archetype, and Alucard really is the archetypal Eldritch Knight, more so than any other Eldritch Knight we've built so far. You get Weapon Bond, meaning that you can summon your weapon back to you as a bonus action, as long as it's not on another plane. You also get 2 wizard cantrips. Firebolt is a ranged spell attack that deals 1d10 fire damage and ignites flammable things not being held or worn. Dancing Lights creates 6 small torches that make dim light. You have dark vision, but your companions might not. For your first level spells, you get 2 that are Abjuration or Avocation. Grab Mage Armor for AC equal to 13 plus your Dex modifier for 8 hours. Alucard usually wears trench coats, so I'm assuming he's got some sort of abjurative defense system in place. Burning Hands forces a dexterity save of 8 plus your proficiency plus your intelligence modifier. You basically have the intelligence of a wizard, so that'll be nice and high, and deals 3d6 fire damage to creatures that fail in a 15-foot cone extending from your person. You can also grab 1 spell from any school of magic of your choice. Charm Person forces a wisdom save on a creature. If they fail, they're charmed for 1 hour, and they have advantage on this save if you're fighting against them. 4th level fighters can take a feat. Grab the Arcanist feat from the Unearthed Arcana called Feats for Skills. This gives you +1 intelligence, proficiency with the Arcana skill, the Prestidigitation cantrip, and the ability to cast Detect Magic once per long rest. That lets you see magical auras and determine the type of magic being used. It's useful for hunting down any rogue magicians. You also learn another spell. Shield adds 5 to your AC as a reaction, which is perfect, as Alucard seems virtually impossible to hit for people who aren't Dracula. 5th level fighters get an extra attack, which means you attack twice instead of once when you take the attack action. 6th level fighters can take another feat. Fey Teleportation from Xanathar's Guide to Everything increases your charisma or intelligence by 1, go for intelligence, lets you read or write in Sylvan, and cast Misty Step once per short rest. That lets you teleport 30 feet as a bonus action, so it's basically dashing and disengaging combined into 1 bonus action. Pretty useful for getting out of a sticky situation. 7th level Eldritch Knights get War Magic, letting you make a weapon attack as a bonus action after using a cantrip. Since those scale with your level, throw a firebolt at someone or chill touch them and cut off any hopes of healing before you slash them. You also have 2 2nd level slots, so you can use these for more Misty Steps, total of 3 per day now. 8th level fighters can take another feat. Defensive Duelist lets you add your proficiency bonus to your AC as a reaction. Currently that's 3, but this is one of those feats that scales with you as you level up, helping you save slots you would usually use to cast Shield for more Burning Hands or Person Charming. 9th level fighters get Indomitable, letting you re-roll a failed save once per long rest. As I said at the beginning of the video, Alucard is a guy who shouldn't really be dumping anything, so this helps round him out. 10th level Eldritch Knights get Eldritch Strike, meaning creatures you hit with a weapon attack have a disadvantage against saves for your spells you cast next turn. So far that means Burning Hands, but we'll get some more hazardous options soon. 11th level fighters get another extra attack, so you attack 3 times instead of once when you take the attack action. Swing away, those undead hordes won't purge themselves from the earth. 12th level fighters get an ability score improvement or a feat, but we're finally taking the ability score improvement. Bump up your dexterity for better attack and damage rolls with your sword and better armor class. 13th level fighters get another use of Indomitable, and Eldritch Knights can use 3rd level spells. We skipped learning a couple spells, so here are some good 3rd level options. Fireball lets you force a dex save on creatures in a 20-foot radius. It deals 8d6 fire damage to those that fail and half to those that succeed. Vampiric Touch lets you make a melee spell attack against a creature and deal 3d6 necrotic damage. You heal half of that amount. It's a concentration spell that lasts for a minute, so you can do this up to 10 rounds in a row if nothing breaks your focus. 14th level fighters get another ability score improvement, cap your dexterity for better AC, damage, and attack rolls. You also learn another spell from whatever school you want. Gaseous Form lets you turn into mist for up to an hour if you maintain concentration. That means you can float 10 feet per turn, have advantage on strength, dex, and constitution saves, resist any non-magical damage, and can move through cracks in walls or over water without issue. 15th level Eldritch Knights get Arcane Charge, letting you teleport 30 feet when you use your action surge before or after. So basically a free Misty Step when you action surge, which is fair as it seems to be his favorite spell. 16th level fighters get another ability score improvement, and now you can cap your intelligence for brutally high saving throws. 17th level fighters get another use of Indomitable and Action Surge, which also means more teleporting for you. 18th level Eldritch Knights get improved War Magic, meaning you can make a weapon attack as a bonus action after using a regular spell with your action. This can get brutal with Fireball, paired with a disadvantage on saves from your Eldritch Strike, or allow you to tank damage with Vampiric Touch, slowly ripping the life away from your enemies. It's nice. 19th level fighters get another ability score improvement. I'd bump up Constitution as you have a number of concentration spells, and everyone could use more health. Remember, raising your con modifier applies health retroactively as well, so you're not getting plus 1 HP, you're actually getting plus 19. A capstone is the 20th level of fighter and another extra attack for a total of 4 per round. You can also learn another spell from any school, and Polymorph will let you turn into a beast of CR 20 or lower at this level, for up to an hour depending on your concentration. You get all of their stats including their HP, and once you run out of that HP, you go back to the normal form with however much you had before you tried to anamorph. Canonically, you should probably use this to become a white wolf or a bat. Both are in the player's handbook or monster manual, but I won't tell anyone if you want to become a vampire T-Rex. Live your life. Now that we've hit level 20, let's figure out how viable this build is. First things first, you have 4 attacks per round and plus 7 to damage with each attack if you're using your duelist ability, making you a formidable melee fighter. If that's not working for you, you have plenty of spells and cantrips to mix in necrotic and fire damage if you switch it up to overcome resistances. Finally, you can use Polymorph to essentially give yourself an extra health pool. Unfortunately, that's your highest level spell slot gone, and you don't really have many other slots to use in a day. You're also only going to be able to go up to 4th level slots, so hopefully your party isn't counting on you to be the main caster. Finally, your low charisma mod makes you vulnerable to saves for spells like banishment, meaning decently high level casters can just send you to another plane while wrecking your party for a whole minute. But if you're targeted for banishment, that just clearly means that you've been identified as the biggest threat. With a plethora of options hidden up your sleeve, it's no wonder why. Jump into the fight, tank damage, suck that life back into yourself, and if all else fails, just teleport away. You're the son of a legendary evil, and it shows. Just hang on to any friends you manage to make. Eternity can be a long time to be lonely. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, subscribe for more. We put out new builds every week. I'm looking for a new game to dive into and was hoping you'd help me decide which. Vote in the poll for Kratos, Aloy, or Geralt. I'll binge the respective game and have a build for you next month. Also be sure to come back next week for a starkly different build.